What is going on, everyone? Welcome to Brews and Board Games, and welcome to another episode of The Sunday Show. These past 2 weeks, man, have been busy for me. If you guys don't know, I actually am just wrapping up the 5 Nights of Fright, our little Halloween-themed gaming event I did with my wife. We did 4 nights of playthroughs, topped it off with a top 10. That took a lot more time than I thought it was going to, but I'm glad I did it. We like Halloween, we like the holidays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, all that stuff. So I am glad we did it. So that took up a lot more time than I thought I was going to do with like editing and stuff like that. Some of those videos it took up until like it was that day. I was just finishing up editing a few hours before I had to post it, had to export the video, upload it to YouTube, make sure everything was fine. So it was crunch time. So that actually took away from some other huge announcements that were launched during that week. I just can't get to making 2 videos a day. Even a video day can be kind of hard for me. So I was thinking we would catch up with a little bit of that in this video, the Sunday show. But with that being said, let's get into the brew and the picture of the day. So I'm just drinking some Henry's Hard Soda. My wife actually drank this for a playthrough we did on one of those videos. I believe it was it Mansions of Madness? No, it was Horrified. It was Horrified. So she drank that for the Horrified playthrough, and I believe this is the last one. So I'm just finishing it off. It's actually Saturday night here. I got a lot going on tomorrow, so I have to do this video tonight. So I'm just kicking back, relaxing, having some Henry's Hard Soda. I really like this stuff. I believe they have like root beer as well, but I like the orange a lot. So we're just kicking back, drinking a little bit of Henry's Hard Soda. Now, the picture that I have, I believe on one of the Sunday shows, I actually did a Warhammer 40K drawing. It was like an army. It was a battlefield. I believe this picture is of that same character, that person from that picture, but a different pose. I don't believe I showed this one yet, but forgive me if I did. I don't have too many like dark demonic drawings. Of course, the last Sunday show I did was a Diablo 2 drawing, which would have been perfect for today, like a Halloween themed picture, but this is kind of close to that, maybe. This guy looks badass. So this is, I believe, a Warhammer character. I don't know if it's like the Space Marines or not. And I'm surprised I actually used pencil. Most of all these pictures so far have been when I was a kid and I only used pen. I mean, I guess maybe not only, but most of the time I used pen. So this one I am surprised I did pencil. It looks like I actually did a highlight with red pen though. You know, I didn't know what I was doing as a kid. So it looks like I just tried to highlight some things. I think like his cape and his hair and stuff like that. So, but this guy looks badass, dude. I love the look of this guy. This guy looks super cool. So again, this could be from Warhammer 40K. I don't know. I did play a little bit as a kid. And when I say play, I mean just I bought a set. I think I got it for Christmas or something like that. I just set up the guys. I painted a few of them. You know, I had the Space Marines, the tank and stuff like that. And all I did was I actually just battled with myself. So I just set it up on a table and I was like, you know what I mean? So that's basically the extent of my Warhammer 40K experience. And then so I decided to draw a few of them. So there's that. So that is the picture of the day. Now, the games that I played, I didn't play too much. As I said, I was kind of swamped with the 5 Nights of Fright. So I did actually play, though, the Zombicide Fort Hendricks and the Mansions of Madness. That was this week. Those 2 games, it was crunch time trying to get all those, you know, the edits and stuff like that. So I did play those this week. Besides that, I thought what I would do is maybe show off some games of what to expect on the channel. I got a lot of new games that I have to do unboxings for. I'm looking at a really cool one right now that I'm really excited to unbox. And I did lay some spoilers behind me. Some obvious, maybe not all of them behind me, but some obvious, some not so obvious. So if you guys know my collection, you might see what's a little bit different. And those can be some little teasers about what to expect. But I am going to do an unboxing of Kemet. I did a video about a month ago of games that I backed and acquired. Kemet was on there, Blood and Sand. It was waiting for another game in that order before it could ship. So it finally came in, so I finally got Kemet and that other game. So I'm gonna do unboxings of both of those. Like I said, I got a really cool game. I got another really interesting game that I'm really excited to get out. I want to do some solo plays of that. So I'm going to be doing a bunch of unboxings and other game coverage. And then plus Enchanters. I got some buddies coming over next weekend on the 6th. And I believe we're going to play Enchanters and we are going to record that playthrough. I want to try to get them to do a review as well. It's going to be their first time on camera, but I want to just throw them all in, you know, do the recording with the playthrough and get a review up. So I'm going to try to get that for Enchanters. I believe this is the game we're going to play. In addition to that, I don't know what else we're going to play. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. And maybe we can make that happen if I have the game and if we have time for it. But what I was also thinking of, me and my buddy Tim were really into Magic. So I might try to get a booster box, maybe distribute the packs. You know, we can all open up some packs, maybe have a gameplay or two with my two buddies. So I was thinking of that, and maybe it's going to be Innistrad. It's either Innistrad or Kaldheim. I don't know about Forgotten Realms. Maybe Forgotten Realms, as we all play D&D, so that might work out. It kind of sucks that the new Innistrad set, I forgot the name of it, but it has to do more with vampires. It sucks that's coming out in the middle of the month and not, before they come, because I don't see them all the time. So it's kind of like, it's probably going to be like a month. We probably get together every month and a half, something like that. So maybe we can do one with the new Innistrad set. But I believe that's the plan for us. So recording of playthrough and probably review with Enchanters and maybe the Magic booster box. In addition to that, I was thinking about getting some more solo playthroughs on the channel. Probably Too Many Bones. Probably, like I said, there's another game over here I'm really eyeing up for some solo play, so I think I'm going to do that as well. But if I do play Too Many Bones, please let me know the Gearloc you would like to see and the Tyrant. I have all the stuff, so just let me know. And I could probably make that happen. So I was thinking about more solo Too Many Bones, solo of another game, or any other game. So please let me know in the comments what you might want to see played solo. I don't think there's anything else other than that. Again, check behind me if you want to see some, some spoilers. If you guys might know my collection. If you do, and you might be able to see what's different, let me know if you find it. I'd be curious to see. And yes, this also is a T-Rex with Donkey Kong's head in his mouth. My wife put the head in his mouth, and that is hilarious. That is hilarious. And with that, I don't think there's anything else other than that stuff. So with that being said, let's bust out the computer. We'll take a look at some campaigns. So let's get that going. All right, so first up, let's just do Marvel Dice Throne. And I do want to quickly add, this isn't going to be a full campaign coverage of any of these games. I'm basically just going to briefly overview it and then give you some of my thoughts. So Marvel Dice Throne, when this was announced, I was really excited. They did the teaser with the 4 characters, I believe. Still super excited. And I still am. Don't get me wrong. It's doing very well. $1,366,000, about 13,000 backers 15 days ago. I mean, we kind of knew it was going to be popular, right? Marvel, right? On top of already, a successful game, Dice Throne. So it was just a match made in heaven. So doing very well. There's 8 characters coming in this, box. As you can see, the 8 characters on the screen. You got Spider-Man, the Miles Morales, Thor, Captain Marvel, Loki, Black Panther, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, and Doctor Strange. Jesus. So you get 8 characters in this box. I think what I wanted there to be more, right? Because I like this. I like this a lot. I think this works really well, mixing the Marvel with the Dice Throne. I did the video. I was kind of speculating that there was going to be more characters, and I think they could easily do that. So there's just 8 here. Me personally, I think there's going to be another season of this, or even 2. There's just so many good characters that I think they could put in this. It's either that, they're spacing it out, right? They're going to do a season 2, possibly 3, or maybe they believe these are kind of the only characters that they could kind of, make unique enough to feel and fit in the Dice Throne line. Maybe they just don't want to put Captain America in just to have Captain America. But come on. I mean, they could do it, right? So I do believe there is going to be another season of this. So with these 8 characters, it's going to run you $84 with shipping, at least to the States. It's going to be $15, so about $100. And that kind of falls in line with the other ones. If we just look at briefly at Dice Throne Adventures, if we scroll down here, we can see Season 1 re-rolled was $80, right? So it's falling in line about with the same price. I was briefly looking at the characters, their abilities, and they look pretty cool. Doctor Strange, of course, I'm probably going to forget everything now that the camera is running. But Doctor Strange, I believe he had abilities where he could gain more cards. I think he could redo his roll phase, stuff like that. So some kind of manipulation there. Thor had one cool. He could actually throw Mjolnir at the opponent and it does a damage, but when it comes back, it also gains you stuff as well. And I believe once you have a certain amount of that token, you can turn those in to maybe draw cards and other stuff like that. Let's see, who else? Spider-Man had a cool one. He could like throw the web at you. And then I believe, what did that do? I forget what the web did exactly, but he also had something called Invisible, in which he could then block undefendable damage. Really cool. Scarlet Witch had some really interesting ones, and I don't want to mess hers up, so I do want to see this quick. Reality Warp. Force your opponent to use one of your dice. So when the opponent is in their roll phase and they're rolling the dice, that will force that opponent to use one of Scarlet Witch's dice. So reducing the chances that they will hit on one of their, the actions that they're trying to get. Conjure, gain a chosen player's positive status effect. You can choose any player in the game a positive status effect and you will get that. That is super cool. Probability manipulation. She can spend this to change the value of any of your dice, displaying an even number, up or down by a value of 1. So some manipulation stuff. I think out of all these characters, I think Scarlet Witch looks like the most interesting one. She just looks like she has a lot of unique abilities. Who else do we have? We kind of talked about Thor a little bit. Black Widow, she had like this time bomb. She could throw it on the opponent. And depending on how many abilities they have upgraded, it'll come in at like ticking down from like 2 or 1. She also had some agility. I believe she could have damage incoming to her. Doctor Strange, we already kind of touched on it, but I think I butchered it. So let's take a look at it again. Player with these tokens may spend them once per turn during their income phase. He can gain additional cards. Deja Vu, this is what I was saying. Restart your offensive roll phase. That's pretty good. Crimson Bands. Opponent cannot play cards for 1 turn. Holy crap. But then what I think is really interesting is he has these spells. And then you can prepare those spells. And then also after that, then you can, if they're already prepared, then you can cast those spells. Really cool. So Doctor Strange looks pretty cool. Loki had some interesting thing. I think it was like Illusion or something like that. Yeah, Illusion, Bag of Tricks. During their upkeep phase, a player with this token removes it and rolls 1 die. And then you either get a benefit if it's 2 to 5 or 6. But on 1, you would actually lose a CP. So kind of cool. And then Spellbound. An offensive ability cannot be rolled. So you actually choose an offensive ability and they can't use that. That is really cool. And then who else do we have? Captain Marvel looked really strong. So she has these things. Cosmic Flare, deal 1 damage per token to all opponents. Stack limit of 3. So can you imagine getting 3 of those and then dealing 3 damage to all opponents? And then Radiance, change a die to 6 during the defense, and Cosmic Ray. Roll 2 dice and pick 1 for damage bonus. So out of those 2 dice that you roll, you pick 1 and you actually add whatever that result is to your damage. That is really cool. And then who else do we have? We have Black Panther. Black Panther has kind of like a charge up ability. So as he's, here it is here, kinetic energy. For every 2 kinetic energy, increase damage from your attacks by 1. Upon reaching kinetic energy stack limit, which is 8, immediately remove all kinetic energy tokens, then gain 2 CP, draw 2 cards, and deal 5 undefendable damage to a chosen player. That is crazy, dude. That is really cool. And then Vibranium Suit, he can spend a token to prevent 3 incoming damage. I really like that charge up ability. I think that sounds really cool. And then was that it? Yeah, so that was it. So that is going to be $84 for all of those. I believe also you get a special Mjolnir zinc metal hammer token instead of like the cardboard, and maybe you get it in addition to the cardboard. You better believe if I'm playing Thor and I'm throwing the hammer, I am going to throw that little zinc hammer at the opponent. I think that's going to be really cool. And then I believe you get this limited edition box as well. You get the game trays that came in Season 1 Rerolled Battle Chest and Season 2. Those game trays are pretty nice. That really helps reduce setup time. As you can see here, this is kind of how it's set up. They are pretty nice. And then they're just going to stack in the box like this. So it's cool. I think I like everything that I'm seeing here. The add-on bundle, I'm not going to go for any of this. I have cheap sleeves, Mayday sleeves that I'm just going to get that I use for Season 1 Rerolled and Season 2. I'm just going to use those same things. But everything else looks fine. The cosmetics look pretty cool. But I do think the price looks fair. $84 plus $15 shipping. Again, it's kind of what the price for the Season 1 Rerolled was. I do like the Marvel characters. Again, I probably would have wanted to see more. You know, get Captain America in there, get a lot of the other ones, maybe even some X-Men. I think that would have been really cool. So I don't know if they're going to do a Season 2 with this. To me, this is saying yes. 8 characters, they're probably going to do a Season 2, maybe even a Season 3. Guys, there's so many Marvel characters. I would not be surprised if they do additional seasons, but they might not. And on that note, I would still be really okay if they didn't do Marvel. I really like the original characters that they had in Season 1 and Season 2. I think they were all unique. They did some really cool stuff. So I believe they have the ability to create more original, unique characters. And I would like to see those explored too. The Marvel name, I mean, everybody wants it, right? You tag on Marvel, people are just going to flock to it. And that's what's happening now. At the same time that I like this, I do kind of want them to keep on going with their own world, right? Keep on going with the original, characters. Not just that, but make more original characters. I would really like to see them continue that. So if there is going to be a Season 2 of this, hey, maybe let's get a Season 2, and then maybe let's get another season, or let's get some other characters, maybe Season 3 of the originals, right? And then maybe after that, maybe then you can do Season 3 of Marvel, something like that. But either way, I am really excited to get more Marvel. As it stands right now, I don't know. As much as I like it, am I gonna get it? Most likely, yes. My friends really like Marvel. I like Marvel as well. I really like Dice Throne, as some of you probably know. So as it stands right now, I probably am going to back it, just at the 84, no add-ons. But I'm not 100%. As it stands right now, I have to give it a little bit more time to wait and see. And then I'll have a follow-up and I'll let you know if I actually did jump in or not. So that's going to be Marvel Dice Throne. And next up, Lords of Ragnarok. This is also doing extremely well. 1,033,000 euros, 7,353 backers with 11 days to go. As some of you might know, I really like Lords of Hellas. I have most everything for it, the playmat, all that stuff. I don't have like the mounted heroes, but I really enjoy the game. So when this was announced, really excited. I did some additional coverage of this. I was really looking forward to this. And it looks really good. So far, my initial thoughts are really positive. You can see here the base game, which includes the stretch goals, is 115. Okay. And then they also have another pledge level if we scroll down quick. Or is it right here? The Mythic Pledge, which is also sun-dropped. 169 euros, which is probably about $200 US. But that comes with more stuff. It's like the Rune expansion, terrain set, and it's sun-dropped as well. So I really like that. That might actually be the one that I'm going for. With it being sun-drop, again, I always get these games, right? They got a lot of gray plastic. I always have every intention of painting it, but then I get another game with a lot of gray. And then I get another one, and it's like I got this huge backlog. So I might actually start getting the sun drop. And plus they have increased the quality of the sun drop from Hellas and some of their previous games. So, and some of the pictures of the sun drop minis look amazing. So I probably am going to get this sun drop if I do go in, which right now it's looking like most likely I will. So everything is looking good. There's a lot of content in the box. You can see the 3 monuments, Thor, Freya, and Odin. You also have the monsters. And it's really cool too, because at first, when I saw that Loki was a monster, I was like, kind of like, whoa, shouldn't he kind of be a monument? But with this game, if you take the monster hunter approach and you go to kill monsters as your victory condition, you have to kill Loki last. So I like that he still has a great importance in the game and not just, he's just a regular monster. So I do like that. I am okay with that. You have the clans. They look really good. These minis look fantastic. And they look even better Sundrop. The boards, I do kind of want to see the artwork redesigned a little bit, the graphic design. I love the idea of the boats. I do like that. But I want to see this artwork a little bit different. I don't know what that could be. If it was like this, I would be okay with it and it would probably grow on me. And again, I don't know what they would do. It just kind of looks a little bland, doesn't it? You got the Here's, Lagatha, Aslog, Ragnar, Snorri, and Beowulf. Cool. You got the board here. Now, when I first saw the board, I didn't know what to think of it. I kind of wanted them to change it up a little bit. Because before, and I believe a lot of the reviewers' boards were like just barren, of this color blue. And I was like, I know it was a prototype, guys, I know. But I wanted to see them do maybe a lot more with it. I would kind of be okay with this, right? You see this right here. And then probably with this to differentiate the regions. I like this blue. I just wanted to see more artwork around here. And if they go with this, I would be okay with this. It's got a rondelle system. I don't know exactly how I feel yet with it being right in the middle of the board. Because I think what I'm trying to say is not that I don't like the rondelle system. And I know one of the victory conditions, I believe if the Ragnarok approach is taken, that whoever controls the most regions around this rondelle system wins. I believe it's something like that. But again, I just don't know how I feel with it covering up some of this gorgeous artwork. That's the only thing. But I believe it would be okay. Also, is there something else they could do instead of having it come off? Like, could it just be some permanent thing on the board somehow? I don't know. But you get a lot of content in the box, the stretch goals, and they're doing huge bi-daily stretch goals, I believe, right? I think it's every other day. Yeah, day 1, day 3. So the first stretch goal is Guardian of the Bifrost, Heimdall. Cool. You'd love to see it. Some extra stuff for that expansion. And all this is, I believe, going to come in the stretch goals. So I'm kind of curious of why they have these separate boxes. Am I mistaken in that? Please correct me if I am wrong, because I would love to hear. Then you have Hel as a monument as well, and then the Children of Loki. You got Fenrir. There's also going to be the World Serpent. I think I would like to see Jormungandr a little bit bigger. I know he's got to fit in with like the other sides of the monsters, but dude, in the myths, he's supposed to be this massive, massive thing. I almost probably would even like... I was going to say bigger than the monuments, but it would probably start to look a little silly taking up an entire region, if he was that big. I don't know. I probably would have wanted to see him just a little bit bigger. And then you have an advanced solo mode by David Turczi. Really cool. He's done a lot of solo modes before, a lot of really good solo modes, so that is fantastic to see. And besides that, we're just back at the pledge level. So again, everything else is looking really good. Now, I will say this. I believe, and I did hear they're not reprinting the Lords of Hellas. Kind of unfortunate. I know a lot of people were looking to get the Lords of Hellas reprint. I read somewhere that it just wouldn't work in this campaign.
I don't know if that means they're probably going to release maybe another campaign on its own for Lords of Hellas reprint, or maybe tie it into a different game. I don't know. Because as far as I'm concerned, they haven't said anything else about that. That being said, I think Lords of Ragnarok looks really, really good. For me, already owning Lords of Hellas, I do believe Ragnarok looks different enough to own both. As it stands right now, I'll have to play the game. That's the best way that I know if a game is different enough or, right for me, right? Obviously playing the game itself. If you don't own Lords of Hellas, and if I didn't, I would probably be okay with just Lords of Ragnarok. I think you're getting the same magic, the same great stuff from Lords of Hellas. I know the game is going to feel a little bit different, right? It is a different game. There are some things that are changed. But I think you're still going to get the feeling of Lords of Hellas, but with this game. So with a reskin and some tweaks. So what I'm trying to say is if you already own Lords of Hellas, and that I fall into that camp, I do believe it looks different enough that you could probably get both. But if you don't own Lords of Hellas, I do believe Lords of Ragnarok would probably be good enough. But that's just my opinion as it stands right now. I haven't played the game. Maybe if they get the tabletop simulator, maybe I'll give it a shot. I would love to do that. So as it stands right now, that's my thoughts. And I probably am going to go in with the Sun Drop. And I do believe they did announce another add-on stretch goal. Is that right? If we go down here, so they have Utgard Realms of the Giants expansion, so that's going to be an add-on. And then you have the Valkyrie Hero, which if you followed, you get that anyway. I don't know, does anybody else know, are they going to have a playmat for this? I know it might be a little difficult because of the rondelle system, but I would be totally fine just laying it right on top. Or does it lay on top anyway? Does it lay right on top of the mat? I don't know. But anyways, I would love to see a playmat for this as well. I'm huge into playmat, so hopefully that gets announced as well. So that is going to be Lords of Ragnarok. And please let me know in the comments your thoughts on this. I would be curious to hear that. All right, and real quick on Too Many Bones. Guys, this campaign has reached about $2.5 million. That is insane. So they actually added some stuff here to the campaign page. They got the Bones Basic Bundle. For $240, you get the core box, the adventure mat, you get Nugget, Gilly, 40 Days in Daylore, and the Age of Tyranny for $240. That's pretty good. You save 28 bucks. I know a lot of people are always asking, especially in this game, where do I jump in? Where do I jump in, right? And I still maintain the core game. It doesn't, anywhere you hop in, whether that's Undertow, Unbreakable, core game, it's going to be good, right? You're going to get that Too Many Bones feeling. My recommendation is usually the core game because compared to the Undertow and Unbreakable, it's only $40 more, right? But you get 2 additional gear locks. Each separate gear lock is $30 on its own. So for $40, you get 2 additional gear locks, a lot more tyrants, and a lot more encounter cards. You get a lot more of everything, a lot more. So for that $40, it's a really, really good amount. So, but for this, if somebody is like, hey, I want to get in, I want to get the core game, but I want to get all this other stuff, right? They got a little bundle for you, so that's cool. Also, in addition to that, they have added some playmats. So if we look, where is it? So you got the large playmat still, which we saw before, but also they added the modular playmats. So for solo or 2 players, you can get like a smaller version of that and 2 separate playmats for the same price of $60. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. Guys, I'm telling you, man. Chip Theory Games, right? Hey, they put out the playmat. People probably would have gotten the playmat. But they probably heard some comments like, hey, that's just a huge playmat. I don't really play like that with 4 people. That's going to be too much for me. Do you have anything smaller? They accommodated people, right? And even if those people didn't ask for it, they had the idea to be like, hey, but what about for those players? They're always doing stuff like that, guys. That's why I really like Chip Theory Games. But that looks really cool. So that, I believe, is everything else that I wanted to cover. They're still unlocking these stretch goals right now. we are close to 30. We are $30,000 close to a 40th cave in Daylore. So that is going to be, if you get the caves in Daylore, I believe this is actually going to be a free pack. Is that going to be a free pack for all backers? If it is, the more that people back, the more free stuff that you are going to get. I believe this is included with all the backers, all the pledge levels. But what I'm really looking forward to is this right here. If they hit $3 million, they're going to add 15 baddies to 40 caves. That is insane. Still a ways to go. And how many days are left? There are 5 days left to hit $500,000. I don't know. Now, I don't want to say this to get people's hopes up, okay? But if they get close to that, maybe like 200,000, maybe more than that, I don't know, maybe even if it's stopped now, they might still throw that in there. I don't want to say that, right, to get everybody's hopes up, but they might still do that. That's the kind of company they are. And even if they don't, it's nothing against them. I'm just saying, like, they might do that. It's cool. They've done stuff like that before. So, really cool. So that's going to be Too Many Bones. I just wanted to give a quick update about that. Next up is Skyrim. Guys, this launches in 2 days on GameFound, so make sure you follow if you are interested. So they put out an update, and they're going over some reward tiers. And so far, there's 3 reward tiers. You got the base game, the gameplay, and then the deluxe. So the base game is what it is. It's probably going to include the stretch goals. Then you got the gameplay tier, and it looks like there is 2 expansions so far, and then the deluxe tier, and that is going to be 220 pounds. Now, $2, that's about $300. So that's quite a bit for the all-in. I mean, for those of you that want the playmat and the metal coins, yeah, have at it, right? Me, as it stands right now, I don't know. I'd have to see when the campaign opens, but the base game is looking pretty good. But then that gameplay tier, I really do like going for the gameplay tier a lot. So then it's just going over the components. I do like the art of the game box. The game board looks pretty cool too. I want to see it a little closer. Right now, the artwork on it looks really cool. It looks like you got some slots for some cards as well, and then maybe some tracking stuff up here in the top right. And the artwork, again, does look really cool, but I'd want to see it a little bit closer. 6 minis, some dice, a lot of tokens, a lot of cubes, and a lot of cards. So that is going to be 82 pounds, it looks like, for just the base game. So again, launches in 2 days. I am excited to see this. I will have more coverage of this when the campaign launches, and then probably also on the next Sunday show. So make sure to stay tuned for that. So that is going to be Elder Scrolls. Again, make sure to follow. This launches in 2 days on GameFound. And then last up, we have Resident Evil, the board game, also doing extremely well. This one's on Kickstarter. It's raised $1,216,000, 5,487 backers with 11 days to go. And this is by Steamforged Games. We're not going to dive into this campaign right now. We're going to take a look at this on the next Sunday show. I just basically wanted to say, hey, for anybody that is interested, the campaign is live. I will put a link in the description below. So if you are interested, please visit that link and check out this game. So again, I'm going to be covering this on the next Sunday show. So make sure to stay tuned for that. And with that being said, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Sunday show. I got a lot of content coming. A lot of games have launched. It is crazy with how many games have launched and how many of these games have reached over $1 million. That is insane. With Too Many Bones reaching $2.5 million. Holy shit. So again, I'm going to have a lot more coverage coming up. Got a lot of unboxings, some solo playthroughs. Again, Too Many Bones, let me know the Tyrant and the Gearloc. I got another game I'm going to try to do solo as well. Some of you guys might be really excited for that. So with that being said, if you guys like the video and you like the channel, please think about subscribing, giving the video a like, and in the comments, let me know your thoughts on any of the things that I have talked about today. Anything helps, and I do truly appreciate it. So that's going to be it for me, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Till I see you guys next time, grab some brews, play some games. I'll catch you guys later. All right, take care.